Davante Adams plus the New York Jets equals...
Keeping it on field, it equals instant offense.
I don't know how it's going to help that offensive line.
So Davante Adams is finally going to be a New York Jet in a time where they need all the help they can get. They have a quarterback in Aaron Rodgers who can still ball and make plays, but you need a little bit extra to help him out this time around. And what better way to help your aging quarterback out than to get him some help on the perimeter? After we watched this team have one too many drops on Monday night, this is a Jets team that now seems to be pushing all of their chips to the middle of the table and going all in. We will talk about this team and what this means for the New York Jets and why this move, as great as it is for the offense, does not fix one glaring issue that may not be fixable. But before we get into that, don't forget to like, comment, and also subscribe to the channel. And with that, let's get into this video. So this move has been rumored to be going down since last year or so, and it finally happened. But I find it very odd how Davante Adams got in this position, from leaving the Packers to go play with his friend and Derek Carr. A lot of that, though, was probably due to the fact that many did not know how long Aaron Rodgers had left playing the game of football. So he was in that situation, and then he had to watch this guy Derek Carr basically get put out of Las Vegas just for them to sign a worse version of him in Jimmy G. And now the Raiders are stuck with an okay bridge quarterback, but not a permanent starter in Gardner Minshew, before moving on from him and now inserting Aiden O'Connell to take the helm. They are sitting at a whopping 2-4. The Raiders are clearly rebuilding. So Davante Adams is traded to the Jets, who are also 2-4, a team that isn't rebuilding but is struggling to finish games. Can Davante Adams help turn this team around? A team with a pretty good defense with some weapons already there in Alan Lazard, Garrett Wilson, and Breece Hall. Well, we're going to get into that, but let's see what the people are saying. Aaron Rodgers plays like he spent the offseason in Egypt and stayed on with the team, building chemistry. Tom Brady and Peyton Manning switched teams, didn't go overseas, spent time with their wide receivers, and won titles. Aaron is all about what Aaron wants and not what's best for the team. It shows. I can't disagree with that. He has not shown me that he goes out and actually spend time with these guys in order to improve his timing with the wideout specifically, let alone with the rest of the team. I will say, though, there are certain guys who speak very highly of Aaron Rodgers, but at the same time, I have said this before, the older Aaron Rodgers gets, it seems as if he forgets or feels like he does not have to put in the same work. This guy right here says, when it comes to throwing game-winning passes, Aaron is way off the mark. But when it comes to throwing someone under the bus, he never misses. And if you don't know exactly what he's talking about, I think he's talking about the Mike Williams quote. Let me pull that up for you guys right here. Mike is down the red line. So I'm throwing a no look to the red line. And when I peek my eyes back there, he is running an in-breaker. He's got to be on the red line. It's the little things every single time. And I will say this about that specific interception. That play was a great play by the defender. I'm talking about an amazing play. But let's continue and look at some things that people are saying about Davante Adams right here. Davante Adams hamstring. Right, he's ready to play right now. This guy right here says Davante Adams hamstring as soon as the trade went through. Davante Adams going from the 2-4 dysfunctional Raiders to the 2-4 dysfunctional Jets. Yeah, I feel like he might be in the same situation. However, the biggest difference is talent for talent. The Jets just have a lot more of it. And this right here says Robert Saleh watching the Jets fire his and then decide to trade for Davante Adams. Y'all gonna do this to me? If you haven't seen Training Day, you may not understand. For you guys who have not seen it, go and watch that and don't skip to the ending, but just know that this is in the end. Now, this team just fired Robert Saleh and made Jeff Ulbrich the interim head coach. They basically fired Nathaniel Hackett from play calling duties. He is now demoted. That change didn't initially spark the change that they wanted, as they would go on to lose 20-23 to the Buffalo Bills. But a lot of times in the NFL, a game comes down to a few plays. They missed 2 field goals in that game, and I think the Bills missed a field goal as well. Aaron Rodgers had the ball last, but just like the week before that, he threw an interception to basically seal the game for the other team. That loss isn't all on Aaron Rodgers, but small plays can determine the course of any NFL game. And in back-to-back weeks, Aaron Rodgers has been asked to be the savior, but he failed to deliver. That's why Aaron Rodgers was brought in the first place, to win the games when they are still in question. But Davante Adams will help him close out those games, as well as make sure that they are not in those close game situations in the first place. Davante Adams in his last 4 years has been a 1,000-yard receiver, one of the best route runners. He can create separation. One of the best pass catchers. He has great hands. His talent is undeniable. Can Aaron still make the throws when needed? Yes, even though his mobility is not the same after his Achilles injury, and on top of that, the man is 40. And unless you are in that Terrell Owens type of human, I think getting slower and a little bit less mobile at 40 is nothing to be ashamed of. Aaron can still make every throw. He still has a pretty good arm, and even with all of that being true, there is still one major issue with this offense, that being the offensive line. Before the season started, I thought this O-line would be great, and they have been above average. Before week 6, they were ranked 10th in the NFL, but the run blocking has been suspect. Through the first 5 games, they ranked dead last in rushing, averaging 3.6 yards per carry without teams stacking the box. And what this does is allow teams to pin their heads back and get after your QB because they know you can't run the ball, making you one-dimensional. However, in the Buffalo Bills game, they tried to rectify this and they actually improved in this category. For Breece Hall in this game, he had 18 carries for 113 yards with an average of 6.3 yards per carry. And I know he did have that one big bursty run, so maybe that is diluting the stats a little bit. But at the same time, they almost doubled the amount that they have been going for the entire season in that one game. So despite the loss, because there are no such thing as great losses, this is exactly what you want to see from your offense. But then again, in this game, the Jets struggled in an area I thought they would be fine in, and that's pass blocking. A lot of people are looking at Tyron Smith because he did get beat a lot in this game. If we look at his Pro Football Focus numbers, right now he is tied second for allowing the most sacks in the NFL, tied 10th for penalties, both being 5. This is probably one of the worst years Tyron Smith has had as a pro, and it could not come at a worse time. Can he turn it around? Does he have the ability to? He is getting a little bit older. However, can he turn this around? We shall see. And I'm hoping that that was a one-off, but if they can protect Aaron Rodgers and the run game can become more consistent, the Jets will be fine. But to ask Aaron Rodgers to extend plays with his legs is not going to be something that he does on a consistent basis. With all of that being said, though, the Jets need to desperately pick up some ground because they are sitting at 2-4 with a divisional loss, and that's not a great start. So if you can't catch the Bills, getting a wild card spot in this AFC will be very difficult since they are already behind the 8 ball. Still not impossible though. With a squad that has a lot of talent, will they now put in the work to make up the ground that they have already lost? We will see. And to make matters a little bit worse, their divisional rival just added another wideout of their own, and they are sitting at 4-2. Amari Cooper adds another dynamic to that offense that will improve their offense a lot. And we will talk about that on the channel. If that video is up, you will see it right here. If not, you will definitely see another video for you to go check out. And with that, like, comment, and also subscribe to the channel. And I'll see you guys next time.